Federal student loans are the most popular type of student loan. Perkins and Stafford are two common types of federal loans. Federal student loans are issued by the federal government in the student's name. Some can have a cosigner, but loans are generally the responsibility of the student alone. The amount of the loan is determined by need. For example, depending on where the student goes to school, the financial aid process looks at how much money is needed above and beyond what the family can contribute. The remaining need is met with loans, so it can vary quite a bit depending on where the student chooses to go to school. Loans are either unsubsidized or subsidized. Unsubsidized means that interest can accumulate throughout the loan. Subsidized loans are preferable, as payments typically don't start until the student is out of school for 6 months. In addition, the interest is paid by the U.S. Department of Education while in school at least half of the time. Federal loans also have a number of flexible repayment options, which we'll cover in depth in just a moment. There are also significant benefits, like loan forgiveness, which can make a huge difference in the amount that a student actually owes. I also want to mention that it can be very common for a student to have several, even a lot of loans once they leave school. It's common to take a different loan for different years or semesters, so you may see various loans of varying amounts on your statements. Now let's start exploring options to make your student loan payments more affordable. Let me explain how loan payments are determined once you're out of school. The payment will generally be billed on a standard 10-year repayment schedule. You'll have level monthly payments for 10 years. You can request a different repayment plan if it helps, such as a graduated plan. This will give you a lower payment initially, and every 2 years the payment will increase. The loan will still be paid back in 10 years, but the last payments will be higher than in the standard plan. You can also request an extended plan. This will extend out the term of the loan from 10 years to 15, 20, or even 25 years, depending on what you request. The monthly payments are also graduated and will increase every 2 years. However, this will usually result in the smallest initial monthly payments, which can be really helpful if you're working on a really tight budget. Another option that you can request is an income-driven repayment plan. This will create a payment that is based on how much money you earn and will vary for each individual. When determining your payments, servicers will typically use a calculation like this. They'll look at how much you earn, and then they'll deduct 150% of the poverty level income from it, which will vary depending on your family structure. They'll assume that you need this much money to live on. The remaining amount of income is called discretionary income, or income that you can spend on non-essentials. Your payment is then a portion of the remaining discretionary income, usually between 10 and 20%. Let's look at an example. Let's say you make $30,000 a year, which is $2,500 per month. For a single person, they would deduct $1,500, which is 150% of the poverty level income for that situation. This would leave you with $1,000 of discretionary income per month. The student loan payment, often 10%, would then be $100 per month. This type of plan is designed to make the payment affordable regardless of how much you earn. Now keep in mind, this could extend your repayment term to as long as 25 years, and you could end up paying more in interest over the length of the loan. While there are several income-driven repayment plans, they differ from each other. But here's a popular one, the Revised Pay-As-You-Earn plan, also referred to as Repay. This plan sets the payment just as I described before, at 10% of your discretionary income. Because this payment could be quite a bit less than the standard 10-year repayment plan, payments on this type of loan could continue for up to 20 years. Let's compare this to a few other plans. We just took a look at the Repay plan with a payment of 10% of your discretionary income that can last for 20 years. There's an earlier version of this plan called the Pay plan, Pay As You Earn, that's also based on 10% of your discretionary income for 20 to 25 years. There's the IBR, income-based repayment plan, with a payment that's also 10% of your income for up to 20 years, depending on when you went into the plan. There's also an ICR, the income contingent repayment plan. This payment is higher at 20% of your discretionary income, and it also lasts for longer. You could make payments for up to 25 years. Here's a chart of these popular plans and some basic descriptions for each. I'll also mention that this chart includes the ISR, Income Sensitive Repayment Plan, which is more rare and only applies to Federal Family Education Loan, FFEL program loans. If you have an FFEL loan, it could be worth exploring this plan too.